Welcome to the SWB Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, The Real Get At Me, and as always, my co-host, Joey Fantasy.
Hello, fellas, and welcome. We're a few weeks away from kickoff and ready to talk to these owners.
So what we're going to do here, we're going to start our series. We're going to talk back with the owners. We're going to go over their past seasons, their aspirations for this year's season. We got some questions for them, some hard questions, some brutally honest questions. And we're going to start where we always start. And our first guest at the top. The reigning, defending, undisputed, two-time champion, Ross Lisigno. Say hi, Ross.
How's it going, guys?
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show. Glad to be back.
If that doesn't get you fired up,
Yeah, I don't know what will.
Big shout out to our audio department for funneling that music in for us.
Yeah, that was helping.
We're working on a budget. Joe, I see you found a new spot in the office. That painting wasn't there last week.
Just bought it. Special.
make sure you watch the video, boys. Don't just listen to the clip. Check out that painting.
Right, you'll miss when Joe pooped his pants on the last one. He literally had to wipe his ass on camera.
Yeah, I saw that. What was the issue there, Joe?
He tried to fart and he sharted and then sat in it for the next 40 minutes.
I'm set up appropriately today. I was prepared.
He's sitting on the toilet already.
Yeah, they've got toilet paper.
Good idea. So, Ross, like I was saying in the intro, we're going to have some questions for you because the season, we're 24 days away, if I'm not mistaken. Unless Dave and Dean need to push back, then we're 36 days out. I have no idea anymore when the draft is. Actually, Joe, do you want to go back over the draft? Because when we last recorded, we told people that there was a draft. We told people there was going to be a party. All of that is now a lie. We wasted 30 minutes of our lives recording that last podcast. So do you want to
that podcast was good to get us slingshotted for the first owner.
To nowhere.
Slingshotted to Ross and the first owner.
12 people are going to show up to Rob's house for a draft party that ain't happening.
Well, it ain't going to be 12 because the Giarizzos aren't going to be in town. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the draft has been moved to Monday. I have it on the website to start at 7:15, but I'm telling everybody 7 o'clock because you need to check your internet connections, get your runs to the Circle K's and your chew and your tobacco and cigarettes and your pot and everything else before 7:15.
Yeah, we don't want to have another Ross mishap. And we just sat here for 30 minutes waiting for him to turn his camera on.
It was 15.
Felt like longer.
So draft is Monday, Labor Day, 7:15. And let's try not to have any hiccups for 1 year.
It wouldn't be a draft without a hiccup.
And shout out to Rob's. He's still hosting the party. So be there.
Still a party at Rob's on Saturday.
I'm planning on being there all day. It'll be
Sunday party?
Sunday, I think it starts at 1, but obviously there'll probably be more text messages coming for food platters and beer and with desserts and shit like that to bring to help Rob out. So
just stay tuned.
Yeah, get excited.
So get excited.
All right, let's start the interview here with Ross. Unless Joe, you got something else to say?
Yeah, I was going to say we didn't talk about this before air, but I'd like to start with the odds and you do evens tonight because I have an odd on number 7 that I added.
That's fine. You can. I was going to go with number 1 because I'm the host, and you're going to
go with
ask
1,
question
and I'll
number
just
2
do 7.
You're not the host. Okay. All right. So, question number 1, Ross. So, what was your biggest regret at your draft last year, or as your whole team? Like, what? I mean, it's a hard question. It's a hard question to answer because you came out on top. But
It's tough.
What was
It
your
is tough.
biggest
Question.
regret?
I mean, it doesn't have to be the draft. I mean, you just screwed up the
Yeah.
whole question. That's why I wanted to start. I mean, it could have been a transaction.
I
It could have
answered.
been.
I
It could have been
switched
a
it to that. I
week
said it
that
didn't have to be
Ross said in the
draft.
playoffs he didn't start like Diggs or something for some odd reason.
Clearly,
Yeah,
he
come on.
didn't.
Yeah, clearly I didn't. You saw the hard
Clearly,
work, Joe.
Diggs dragged Ross through the playoffs.
All right, well, let's hear what his biggest regret was.
Yeah. Okay. So my biggest regret would have to be when Saquon Barkley got hurt. I was hurting for a running back, so I saw the Giants were going to sign Devontae Freeman. I think I spent like $52 on him in the waiver wire just because I wasn't sure on
Was that?
where
Did I hear
people
that
would stack
correctly?
up.
6'2".
52.
52. It was something
5'2".
like that.
It was. I think it was
52,
all. I
56.
think it was all the money he had left minus like $2.
Wow,
It was a
that is
lot.
a big chunk.
And wasn't the next
I-
closest bid like $20?
It's probably like 18, I think. Yeah, so I overbid on him by quite a bit. So that was probably my biggest regret. But at the end of the day, I flipped him for Stephon Diggs. So
That's nice. It's a nice flip.
yeah, not bad.
So spending your auction money was your biggest regret in winning
Probably.
in the
Probably.
2020 championship.
When we got down to the playoffs, I didn't have any more waiver money to spend, so I was kind of stuck with what I had. But
Maybe that
that's
helped
what I
you
had when we took
not waste money or make a dumb drop or pickup.
Yeah, it could have. I mean, we saw what happened in the playoffs. I think I was the top scoring team, all of them except for maybe one round.
Blessed.
I don't know if he was top scoring every round.
Except maybe one. I think you.
Us, it had to be.
The last
I think I was top scoring 2 of the 3 weeks, except for the week I lost to Bob.
I like
I
to
think
fact check
I
that.
won,
You're probably the highest scorer in the consolation round, right?
and I was the highest scorer in the semis or the finals.
Yeah.
I would have smoked
Too bad you
Ross
couldn't
in the
get that.
finals. Get gifted.
This
This
isn't
is-
about
yeah.
you, Dom.
This isn't about me.
This isn't about you, Dom. Okay, we got to remember that.
I knew Ross would come in here and make it about me, but it's not.
Number 2, we're moving on.
Second question.
All right, Ross. Kind of like question 1, but we're going to reverse it. Who did you feel was the most bang for your buck last year?
I think this one's pretty easy. I think everybody knows where I'm going with this one, but Josh Allen was by
Yeah, I
far
would agree.
the
What did you
biggest.
spend on him?
I thought it was $1, but I looked back and it said I spent $3 on him. But
Dang,
I spent
$3.
Oh
another-
my gosh.
I would have guessed.
I do another
I would have guessed he
$3.
was like $15 or something. Like
yeah, I got him for $3, man.
a lot of the professionals had him pegged as the most likely to have a Lamar Jackson type season, mostly because he rushed for 10 touchdowns the year before, and
Yeah,
they expected
that was
he
a
was
big
going to do
thing.
it again.
That was a big thing with him because they never used the running backs in Buffalo. But every time they're inside the 5-yard line, he either ran it in or he threw it to Diggs.
Right.
Great little combination for me.
If you add a 0 to that 3, Ross, you would have paid Patrick Mahomes money, like Dominic.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
I paid 40. I paid $40 for Patrick Mahomes.
Oh my gosh. So are you going to buy the hype this year, Ross, or do you not want to give us an insight on that for Josh Allen?
If it
since he
was
the
Josh
most-
Allen.
Obviously, he's not going to go for $3 this year.
I mean, you willing to pay
No.
Pat Mahomes money for Josh Allen this year?
No, I'm willing to find a new Josh Allen this year, wherever he may be.
Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrows.
I'm not going to
Ben Roethlisberger?
You're not willing to discuss that?
I'll
on
take
air?
Big Ben for $1. Yeah, I have my
Baker Mayfield?
my
Is this Baker Mayfield's
This is
year?
I
$27.
saw a tweet the other day that said Baker Mayfield will finish the top 10 fantasy QB this year. I believed it.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I wouldn't mind having Baker Mayfield on my team.
He'd be an all right quarterback on some weeks.
Yeah, I'd
All
take
right,
him.
all right, Ross. So if Joey, if the commissioner were to come to the league and tell us that there was collusion in the past between 2 owners, who do you think those 2 owners were?
Collusion was working together.
Trades, yeah, some kind of
Some kind of any sort of conclusion, like off bribing, making a trade seem like it was good when it wasn't. Maybe like the Ammo Dominic trade last year with the
Yeah.
Montgomery receiver one. I mean,
Yeah, Dom's
any trade that involves Kiefer is collusion, I think.
Joe, this isn't
Yeah.
about you.
And obviously, Paul dropping his whole team is pretty. I wouldn't necessarily say it's collusion just because he wasn't working with another team, but that's one thing. But the two people I would say would be Kiefer and Ammo, and it's funny that you mentioned both of them
Wow.
in the question. But,
Shots fired.
They've got questionable histories, those two.
well, yeah, I heard there's some alleged acts that Ammo was pulling this year to try to get himself or to asking owners to lay it down so he can win a couple more games. Now, I don't know how true that is, but that rumor was floating around. And then Kiefer, he's just a wild card in general. You never know what his intentions are. So
when you finish 2-11, you probably do some pretty desperate things to get out of the basement.
Yeah, and I bet Joey as commissioner has got more stories than he cares to share about people chiming in and asking for things.
Well, it'll be my week to answer questions, week 6, I think. So yeah, I might be throwing a few of you under the bus.
Joe's got the inside knowledge.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Might change some things.
So you got Kiefer and Ammo as the suspicious ones, and
You got to watch them.
Now, are you answering that question in terms that you think Kiefer and Ammo would work together to do something suspicious, or just those two guys by themselves are suspicious?
I think you can go either way. I think those two could work together to do something. I think they're both underground enough, undercover enough to try to make some sly moves, and I can see them both. I mean, Kiefer threatens to quit the league every year.
So does Ammo.
So,
yeah, what a coincidence.
So, I mean, they're going to try to get what they can, and there's really no limit to where they're willing to stop. So, yeah, those two, you got to keep an eye on them.
Well, keep your eyes on them, fellas. If you get caught, you've seen the bylaws: ejection and removal from the league.
Banishment from SWB. You got to return all your SWB t-shirts.
Yes, and your name gets removed off the plaque if you're on it. All right, so
Ross doesn't have this t-shirt anymore. Can we just stop for a second and ask Ross what happened?
Yes, I do have that one. I have it. Somebody else gave theirs away.
Okay.
I'm not going to say any names, but somebody else gave their t-shirt away.
Big controversy. 2 people came home one night without their shirts on.
I have mine. I still have mine. I can go get it.
Rob about lost it. He couldn't believe the blatant disrespect to just give your t-shirt away.
Right, that wasn't me.
I couldn't either.
I have mine.
Wouldn't be me.
All right, so moving on. Where are we at now? Number 4. All right, Ross, we got a new year. You know, there was a lot of trash talking. You were on top. Being the 10th year, this question is going to be, is there anybody in particular that you're really looking forward to playing this year, whether it's a rivalry game or whether it's just an easy win or just someone you're excited to play?
Yeah, and I think his name's going to come up quite a bit on here because I think he talks a lot and really hasn't won anything yet. And that's the man sitting across from me, and Dom Kabari. I'm excited to play him. I wanted to play him in the championship last year. He couldn't quite muster out the win against Bob to get there, but I'm looking forward to the regular season. I think I got him last year, even though Patrick Mahomes, his $40 quarterback, was on a bye. I'll say that before he gets a chance. But I still think I beat him by quite a bit. Just to start off where we're at.
You didn't even need to explain yourself there. You just, if you got that trophy in the back, all you got to do is show the camera that trophy, and that's enough said.
They've seen it twice.
Nice.
You like that, Tom, don't you?
One day you guys can see me blow coke off that thing live on camera.
Maybe next year. But yeah, Dom, it's one I'm looking forward to playing. I don't even know what week it is yet.
Respect. I don't know what week it is. I don't look at the weeks. I just count my wins.
There you go.
What am I at, 69, Joe?
You're at number 5. Why don't you ask it, buddy?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, get your head out of the gutter.
Okay, so with apparently Joe told me that there's 2 last places now, 2 last place punishments.
Yeah,
But
but we're focusing on the main one here.
we'll focus on the main one here. So I want you to go on record to who you think finishes in the last place final standings, most regular season losses plus most postseason losses, and they're hosting the dinner. Who do you think's
All right.
cooking this year?
So you understand
this
that,
one-
right, Ross? You're not confused by who's cooking this year?
No, I'm here.
Right,
Whoever
you
loses.
understood what you voted on because some people haven't
Yeah.
fully been.
Yeah, so if you have the most losses at the
total
end of the
losses.
year, yeah, and you're not in the playoffs, you're going to be
These
cooking.
losses just accumulate
Yep.
Right.
towards the on bracket. Yeah, so this one was a little tough for me, and I'm going to be a little biased on it because I've said it a few times in our group chat that I hope these 2 owners don't win a game, and when they play each other, I hope they tie. And again, I know we don't want to make this about Dom, but I said Dom and Paul are my 2 that I wanted
He's
to
giving 2.
finish
Wow.
last. Yeah, I hope both of them finish dead last. I forget why I wanted to say Paul, but there's just some comments that he's made over the past few months that I'm just like, I hope Paul just loses. And then Dom, I know I looked at his records earlier. I was trying to educate myself on our
It's a lot of
league's
wins.
history. You do have, I think the least amount of wins you had in a season was 8, and the most was 9. So you've been just stuck in that 8-9 range. And I think that this year hurts you a little bit, like deep down. I know that you're showing it pretty strong, but having the team that you built and getting so close to the championship and then losing, and then having me win it on top of it for the second time, I think it hurt you a little bit, Tom, and I think it's going to screw up your regular season a little bit.
Yeah, I probably could have sat here a little better if I was having a conversation with Bob right now. He would just been another one-time champion. But like you said, the thought has crossed my mind that I put up the best regular season ever, and I could come out next year and miss on everything and end up 2-11 or 2-14.
He's already preparing for it. Listen, fellas,
I just-
he's already prepared for it.
If you want to know what
And
keeps
this-
me up at night, it's having a losing record in fantasy football.
And this podcast isn't about him.
It's not about me. Ross keeps turning it on me.
Hey, man. You're out of my mind right now, Dom.
I want to go on record and save this podcast that if there is a tie in the consolation round with total losses, that it's going to go to head-to-head. And if the head-to-head is split evenly, then we go to points. Just so I'm putting that on the record. And I'll remind everybody at Rob's. And
you don't think we should vote on this? Maybe we should just go straight to points.
No, that was voted on already. So it's been said here. Listen to the podcast, and I'll remind everybody. Total losses tie goes head to head. If that's a tie, it goes to points.
Perfect.
All right, Joe.
All right, I got 6 and 7. Since you don't know what 7 is,
I don't know what it is.
Ooh, wild card.
I won't be surprised.
Dom will like 7, but whatever. That's the wild card. But number 6, Mr. Lasigno, is if you're not going to win the championship this year, or if you don't win it, and you had to put your money on another owner, who are you putting your money on, and why to win it?
To win it?
Ross, don't say me again. It's getting old.
I'm not. I already have you as last place. I'm going to take the other guy.
Yeah, but this one you have to put your money on. He's not asking who you want to finish.
Hang on, he was just about to tell you, Dom. Hang on, let him talk.
I'm going to take Mr. Leonetti to come out on top this year. He puts good teams together. He's got to get over that first round hump.
Everybody knows it. I'm there every year. You know it with points.
The first round playoffs kill him. He met me last year,
Ross.
but I think he's due. I think he put good teams together. I think he's coming back motivated this year. And I think he's going to be a tough matchup. Put my money on Joe.
I respect it.
All right, you can just set it on fire right now.
And we'll be hosting this next year. Ross could do the interview when I'm the first one up.
Right.
There we go. Got hope.
If he can have his camera working by then.
I got it.
All right, so the wild card, and it's not really a wild card, but this has been brought up to me a few times in the past recent few weeks. And my question to you, Ross, is do you believe that the commissioner gives any special treatment or bends the rules for any particular owner or owners? And
No,
if I do, which
don't.
owners?
I don't. I really don't. I think that you play a fair game between everybody. I think that you understand where everybody's coming from.
Joe just put this question in to make himself feel better, less guilty, because he knows no one's going to call
I
him
just
straight
wanted to
out
put
on
it in
it.
there because I wanted to make this podcast about Dom, and I'm waiting for Dom to just let his feelings out.
I have
Dom,
no,
you wanna
I have
take
no
this
ill
question away?
feelings.
You want to take this question, Dom?
No, I will get my piece in 2 more weeks.
Well, no, I don't think that you show any favoritism towards any owners. I know a lot of owners might think that you do just because they're a little sensitive about certain things, but
I think the two or three guys that do
pretty
don't
fair.
have rings.
Could be right about that. You could be right about that. But yeah, I think you play a pretty fair game. You do the best you can. It's not easy. It's not an easy job.
Well, Dom, what is that all we got for the first round?
I mean, I got one other question for Ross. There's one ring you don't have, Ross, that I think about
Oh, wow.
nine members in the league have right now.
Yeah, can you give us any insight?
So the question people want to know, when you get one of these?
I don't know if I'll ever get one of those. I don't know, man. You guys make it look tempting, but
I mean, he's
I'm
got
good on that right now.
I mean, it's Friday night, 9:30, and here we are.
I'm doing a podcast with you.
This is 40, guys.
Right, I'm pushing it. Coming up quick, but no, I don't know. You got any lady friends, Dom?
I don't have no lady friends. I had to get rid of them when I got married.
Smart man. But no thought on that right now, Dom. No question or no answer.
Yeah, Dom, don't pressure him. I mean,
Well,
he's got
it was a
two
follow-up.
rings. Who's the smart guy talking right now? He's got 2 rings. He ain't married. I mean, come on, Dom.
That's the key.
Might be. We'll see what happens again. You don't want to
Right.
win 3, Dom.
Joe hasn't won a
I might put the
championship
league
since
on-
he got married.
I might put the league on fire if I win another one.
You know, at this
Back to
point,
back 3 times.
At this point, if someone's got to win another ring, I hope it's Ross before somebody else gets a second one.
Yeah, that'll be embarrassing.
Because I can handle Ross.
I hope Chase wins. I hope Chase gets the second one the
Oh,
first time you get
yeah.
your first one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dom might quit.
I might have to retire.
I see the time coming down. You just can't get over that hump. Playoff hump.
I'm getting closer.
One day.
My dog is stuck in my closet.
Well, that's all I got.
All right. Well, I think this was good. I think this was very informational. So, Ross, if you don't have anything else to say to the league,
Now's your chance.
I just want to let everybody know that I'm coming again for my 3rd championship, and I can't wait to have it. The second one feels way better than the first. This 3rd one is going to feel, I don't even know. I don't know yet.
You don't feel 4-9 season coming?
No, I'm done with those.
It's been a while.
It was last year.
It's been one whole year since your last 4-9 season.
Yeah, I threw a couple of them together, but I think I'm back on track now. You guys woke me up a little bit.
Actually, you can go
Ready to
4-10
go.
now with the extra game.
Oh yeah,
There you
we're
go.
not gonna do that. We're gonna go 10-4. I think we'll reverse
Yeah.
that number. Reverse the trend. Reverse the trend.
Good luck with that. All
Thanks.
right. Well,
Appreciate it.
time to sign off. As always, I'm your host, The Real Get At Me. My co-host, Joey Fantasy.
Good night, fellas.
And another shout out to our 2-time Mr.
Take it easy,
Lissigno.
guys. Stay classy out there.
See ya. Peace.